Welcome back, everybody, to Factorio Meiosis. This is episode number 23. I come bearing a gift of speed modules to our new oil outpost number 3, which is going to consist of 2 little clusters of little oil puddles. I never really know what to call them. I know they have a name. I just don't know what to call them. So I think last episode we built the road out here, or at least I talked about it. I know I installed the roboports. I kind of forget exactly what I did, but I did not have enough speed modules, and I didn't set up the actual train system and the cannery and all that kind of stuff, so we're going to do that now. These are all speed module 3s. They're not actually going to do anything yet because the pipe is full. We're going to have to add a little bit of storage, and then the area where they're put onto a train, or put in cans, and then in a train, into barrels. And then after that, we have some decision-making to do. We've got to put on our thinking caps because, it's time. It's time that we thought about solid fuel and lubricant. So we may as well research this. Logistics 3. It's time to upgrade express splitters, express underground belts, and express transport belts. Research. I'm not going to necessarily build that right away, but we have to start working towards it and thinking about how we're going to deal with producing solid fuel and lubricant. Okay, look at all these guys. Let me break one of these. What does this actually say? Crude, it just says crude oil. Okay, so it doesn't say puddle, it doesn't say, like, supply, it doesn't say anything like that. It just says crude oil. Let me put these things back. Boom. Okay, and then I probably don't have enough speed modules for all of these bacons. That's okay. Can't quite reach that one from here. I will just come back. Boink, boink. I've got 3 left. Okay, I've got 1 left. Oh, they take 2 each. Okay. All right, so there we go. We've got that done. And then the rail is going to come in right here. So let me grab some supplies from the car. And we will start laying down some basics. Gonna need some of that. I've got signals on me already. Whoop! Well, that was scared me. Okay, that was quick. So that's done. Solid fuel I can already make. We're going to need a lot of it for this kind of stuff. We don't need to really research that yet. We could go ahead and just finish up some of this other remaining research. Then I have everything I need. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need a ton of stuff for these little outposts. They don't need nearly as many inserters or chests or anything like that. Okay, put this guy here. Boink, 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 boink. Okay, that's good enough. And let's get rid of that. And let's clear out some of these trees, I guess, just to give ourselves a little bit of room to breathe. Pick up all that, and let's put a chest down before my inventory fills up, which is probably not going to fill up from this stuff. But it doesn't hurt to be ready for that. Yeah, okay, so I think what we're going to need is to come down here, turn right, or maybe turn left, create like an L bend, similar to this. How did I do it way down here? It just came straight out because of the angle. We can rotate stops now. At a certain point, I'll have to redesign my basic stops. Okay, so what is this one doing? Let's actually, whoop. Okay, that scares me. It's so quick. I think I have a few other of these basic ones. Gun turret damage 4, discharge defense. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. And that looks like that. It filled up really quickly. In fact, this should last us a little while. It will run out, but we've got a lot of oil available nearby in this area. Ripe for the picking after we kill a whole bunch of aliens. So last thing to do to get this going is we need to send over the coal resupplier train. And we want the one that's going, this guy that's going to the crude oil cells. So we want him coming over here right after he hits up crude oil cell 1 because it's close. So let's click on him. So after crude oil cell 1, Oh, actually, I need to rename. Whoops, kind of skipped that step. Okay, so not Alexander Bruch. We want crude oil cell 2. So let's rename that. Crude oil cell 03. Bam. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. So let's do that again. So we're going to coal. To filter, we want this guy that's doing red circuit cell 2, blue circuit cell, crude oil 1, and crude oil cell 2. After crude oil cell 1, because it's closer, we want him coming to crude oil cell 3. We want time passed. Okay, that's the correct order. How long? 15 seconds. Okay, so let's just keep that the same. 15 seconds. And that should be good, right? I didn't, stop him or anything. And he is currently at crude oil cell 2. So he'll come by in his next time around. So I was just watching the refueling train, and it just stopped by crude oil cell 3. So there should be coal now. And we can set up the train to go there, and it won't run out of coal midway. We've got to put some more of these barrels in the system, because we're going to have one whole extra train here. And I think we needed a little bit more anyway. So I'll maybe do a few trips of this just to make sure there's plenty. Okay, so there is that. Then we can set up the train. I guess right here is fine. And I will snag some starter coal from wherever I can find it. Maybe the car, I guess. Okay, you go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me go reference... Oh, before he leaves, I think it's 15 and 15, but it might be 20 and 20. 15 and 15. Okay. So, this is where we want to go. We're going to that station first. And let's change the color. I think I was having them be kind of like black with a greenish tinge. Okay, there we go. I'll roar about the fuel later. So we want them to go to barrel cell pre, time passed, 0 seconds. So that he goes there and then picks the first available barrel cell. There we go. Time passed, 15 seconds. And then after that, we're going to the crude oil cell 3. We can't use the wait until inventory empty for these trains because they should never have an empty inventory. Half of their inventory is going to be full either of empty barrels or full barrels at different ends of the truck, train, whatever. Inventory... No, time passed. 15. 15 seconds. Crude oil cell, barrel cell. Okay, so that should be good. Next thing I want to do, okay, good, this guy's here, because I want to copy his inventory to do this stuff. So we're going to shift right-click, and then shift left-click to paste. Okay, now only crude oil barrels will go in there, and then the empty ones will go in here. So we're going to shift right-click to copy, shift left-click to paste. Good. Okay, and let's actually snag some coal from this guy. There we go. We'll take half. Put him in there, and then this guy should be good to go. Boop, boop. And go. So he's going to do basically not much. Although I suppose he's going to pick up some barrels. And then he'll take those out. It'll take him a few times around the circuit to have enough barrels out there to bring back barrels that are full. Because there's no barrels out there, and it takes a while for the barrels to get filled up from the crude. So in a few rotations of his circuit, he should be coming back with a pretty good amount of full. These guys aren't coming back with much because there's not much oil there. And in fact, eventually we might want to compress these trains. And by compress, I mean... instead of having one for each stop, I would have a fewer number going to the stops that are depleted. So I have one train going to crude oil cell 1 and crude oil cell 2 that are both depleted. And then I had dedicated train for the new crude oil cells that are full, like this guy. So there he goes on the maiden voyage. Okay, so this opens up the next thing we need to worry about, which is lubricant and solid fuel. Lubricant... in the near future, we're going to want for express transport belts, underground belts, and express splitters. It's used in a few other things, but mostly that. And we're going to need solid fuel for a number of things, namely the rocket stuff at the end of the game. And that is going to bring some complications, because up until this point, our refining area has been set up to basically make petroleum gas, and that's it. We're processing the raw oil, and we're turning it into heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum. And all of the excess heavy oil is getting split here into light oil, and all the light oil is getting split into petroleum. So we have no stores. The reason we're doing that is we don't have to store those. We don't have to worry about one tank getting full, because you have to provide storage space in your pipes and your storage tanks for all three at the same time. So by cracking them, we don't need to worry about that. But now that we need solid fuel and lubricant, I think what I might do is set up a second refining center, specifically to make those two things. So we can make solid fuel with petroleum and light oil, and all of our heavy oil will be getting turned into lubricant. So yeah, I think that's what is probably the best thing to do. And eventually I might want to set up some kind of circuit system to balance it. But if we just have a plentiful amount of oil coming in, and this should start to fill up now. It's been empty. Yeah, there it's filling up just as I speak. The first train must have just showed up. If we have a plentiful amount of oil, and it looks like we'll be able to continue to supply oil, given all of this crazy stuff, then it should be okay to just split it half and half, which brings up the next question: where are we going to put it? And I think maybe like down here. Okay, so next thing to do is to divert these two different oil lines from our two different uncanning stations, which, by the way, are completely backed up, which is good. And that is because these tanks up here are totally full. Let's run up here and take a peeky at them. Way up here. Yeah, they're mostly full. They were empty, and they filled up in just a few minutes, so that is a good sign. So what we're going to do is just split that in two and send an equal amount of oil down south. So I think we'll do it right here. So we're going to need, let's see, this guy comes up here and goes along the top. This guy's going here. Okay, let's do you first. Let's see how nice and compacty-packed we can get this. So he'll be going that way. And then we will kind of do this kind of thing. And then reconnect him. And then the other one would ideally be going down this way, but we're going to have to snake it a little bit. So kind of like that. And because these guys are underground pipes, this one won't connect. But I'm going to go ahead and do it like that. And then we're going to lead those two all the way down here. So let's go ahead and just daisy chain this guy down so we can line it up. And I think this will not connect all the way through the middle. So I'm going to have to do this and then come back in with some whoa, train! Come back in with accumulators. So fill in that gap there, just for really aesthetic reasons. I mean, I don't really need to fill that hole. Okay, and that this is another little thing that just doesn't look quite nice. So we're going to do this. And I think if I put it right on the edge, yeah, okay, I can't put it any farther away without changing the layout. Okay, so we're going to be bringing those down here, and we need to do some refining, and I went ahead and I made 10. Now, if we want to, I think I'm going to pick this up and move it somewhere else. Maybe I'll make a blueprint just so I don't forget about it. But I think what we're going to be doing, basically, these are not even the thing I was looking for. I'm going to arrange them vertically, pointing to the left. So let's just go ahead and I'm just going to lay down 10. That's how many I made, so we're going to lay down all of them. All right, that looks a little bit nicer. So here is the crude oil storage, and I've reworked the pumps. We've got two parallel lines. We had to offset this right here so they don't connect to each other, although I guess it's probably fine if they do, since they're both behind pumps on the other side as well. We can go ahead and connect this guy up to our refining station. All the stuff will start getting filled up, so it'll be much easier to see what's going on. Okay, yeah, there we go. And also, it's good to make sure, before I go any farther, that I didn't mess anything up. This is fairly simple, straightforward stuff, and it's such a It's a geometric pattern, so if you screw up, you should kind of be able to tell just from looking at it. But it all looks good, doesn't it? And I'm sure if I missed a pipe here or there, we'll find it later and you'll let me know in the comments, that kind of thing. So we've got storage for the 3 different oil types. The lubricant's going to go right there. So we're going to need a pipe coming off there, and then we're going to need a bunch of these things. And let's just connect it up. I guess there's really no reason to have it be any less compact than this. And let's just say we're going to do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, look at that. Okay, those are all making lubricant. So I was thinking about how I was going to go about actually making the express belts and splitters and stuff. So there was a few options. One option was to just take some pipes, like these pipes with the pumps, and have them go all the way up here to our inserter cell. That would have been a nightmare, very inefficient. So I didn't want to do that. And I thought about installing a mod to allow me to barrel up the lubricant or put a lubricant in some kind of liquid cargo wagon, which is not coming officially in the game until 0.14. Who knows when that's going to be? I thought about that. And I also thought about dismantling this whole thing and moving the whole thing down here. But what we're going to do, we're going to do the simplest of the 3. Well, it's not really simple, but it's going to keep our given layout and mission statement, I guess, if you will. We are going to send a train, which I guess I'll make a stop here, so there's still this pass-through. And it is going to pick up the red belts and the red splitters and underground belts. It's going to bring them down here because we're going to have the lubricant located nearby. We're going to need lubricant. We're going to need an iron train to make iron gears locally. And then the train coming from the inserter belt, bringing all of our belt stuff. And we're also going to need red circuits. So that's iron, belts, circuits, and local lubricant. So 3 stops because the lubricant is nearby, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's give it that. There we go. Okay, they're all filling up. What is this right? Oh, I was trying to line up stuff. Trying to get a nice looking spacing. So when you look at it from afar, although now that I'm looking at it, they are not all the same distance, are they? No, these two. Oh, because I worked from the outside in. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. 10 of these is probably super duper overkill, but that's the name of the game. Oh, did I run out? Wow, ran out of pipes. Okay, bring that all the way over there. That all the way over there, and then we shall provide you with power. We don't need any inserters or anything like that, but just to use as few devices as possible, I'm just going to use a few of these. There we go. It just leads to a cleaner look as well. There we go. Okay, now how fast is that going to fill up? It's going to do like 1 a second, I think. Yeah, 1 a second from 1 heavy oil. This guy is not full yet. These guys should be going continually for some time. We're using basic oil processing 1, which is going to give us more or less even proportions. The petroleum will fill up faster. And yeah, so what we're going to need to do, let's just look. How fast do these make? 3 seconds to make 1. 3 seconds from 2. So this will get used twice as fast. And 3 seconds from 2. Okay, so if we end up with extra heavy oil, we can use it up quickly by making solid fuel. And these guys, I think we're just going to have them... And let's see, how quick? It's every 3 seconds, so we can just use long-handed inserters and not have to worry about a bunch of underground pipes. But we're going to have, just to start out... Let's line it up with this guy, though, just to have it look nice and consistent. Like this. Okay. So this is going to have... at first, we're just going to keep it simple. And we'll worry about the circuit stuff later. You're going to be making solid fuel. Oh, we don't need pipes going out because it's just making solid fuel. So we just need a belt like that. And then you, over here, will be there. And we're just going to have about 10. But I can't walk through there. We're going to get caught. So let's move it over one. And put an underground belt section here. I mean, it's not like I don't have a lot of room. I've got tons of room. I've got more or less infinite room. Not technically infinite, but functionally infinite. Okay, and then just because we're gonna do, oops, do another one there. There. Okay, this one is light oil. This one is petroleums. Okay, another... I really need to slow down those autosaves because they happen too fast. All right, so if we do it like this, can I still use these guys? Let's lay down like 5 of each just for now, just so I can get an idea of the power requirements. We might use the medium-sized poles if it just ends up fitting better. And this line is going to have to be like this, which means I constructed the thing wrong, which means we can't have that right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and this guy as well. Okay, there we go. They don't have power yet. So if we put this guy there... Oh, yeah, okay, so he will be able to power everything on that side. And then if we put this guy here, he will connect up to the one on the other side. Lovely. Okay, much cleaner than putting a bunch of medium-sized power poles that are just going to be ugly. And let's just plan for a lot of throughput. Whatever doesn't get used is just going to sit there not do anything, which is, who cares, right? I mean, I've got tons of space, got tons of power. My power is only going to continue to increase as I add more solar panels and expand even more. And then get all these guys going. And we'll worry about what exactly to do with all these guys at a later date. We just wanted to sort of get the basics set up. We don't need this or this or this. These guys are already... They're going to be full in not too long. This guy is going to be emptying because... See how convenient that is? I just ran through there. I didn't have to go all the way around. This guy's going to fill up. Yeah, all right. So next time, we are going to make... Finally, we are going to upgrade to express belts. I'm going to need to have to remake a lot of blueprints. It might be time to make an updated 0.13 train stop blueprint that makes efficient use of stack inserters instead of just using the design I've been using for a long time that is terribly out of date. Let's do this. Can never have enough lights in your base. For real. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your feedback below. We'll see you next time. Bye.